All right, I admit it. I have stepped into a very big new role. And with that role as the first African-American female chair of the board for the largest business chamber in the country has come a lot of imposter syndrome. And you would think that after 25 years of being an entrepreneur that I would have imposter syndrome handled. But the truth of the matter is, my love, it has come and gone so many times over the years, I can't even count. So I know that you too have dealt with varying levels of feeling like you just don't have what it takes to get it done. And I have dug deep in my bag of tricks and reignited my strategy for overcoming it. So let's get to work. Hey there, my love. Welcome back to today's talk. And this is a talk that's near and dear to my heart because I have really, truly recently been dealing with a lot of imposter syndrome.
That man's an imposter. That man is the imposter.
I recently took on a pretty huge leadership role in my area. I became the first African-American female chair of the board of the largest small business chamber in the country. And it has brought with it a lot of feelings and allowed that imposter syndrome that I had done a really good job at for years eliminating to creep back into my mind. And so I thought that this video was so right on time because I do get the question from a lot of you out there is how to overcome it and how to really deal with it, especially when you're in the capacity of being a consultant or a coach and people are literally hiring you for your expertise. If you're an online course creator, you're in the same boat. A service provider, you're in the same boat. You do things for people because you're an expert at it. And sometimes the idea of doubt and lack of confidence and not really believing in yourself creeps in, and it really truly begins to affect everything that you do.
Damn, let me get my shit off her. Damn!
So today I wanted to share with you what my strategy has been, because I have had to dig deep and pull from the trenches and go way back into my arsenal in order to get past these feelings that I've been having that have really truly been debilitating and caused me to lose focus and caused me to not really able to plow forward and move forward with what I do every single day. So I have come up with a great strategy. I've tweaked my long-term strategy, and today I am sharing with you what my strategy is.
What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about?
So these are the things that I've been doing, the 5 things that I've been doing to banish imposter syndrome from my mind, to overcome it. And these are the things that I would recommend that you do if you too are dealing with a little bit of imposter syndrome as you continue to grow your business. So let's dive in to strategy number 1. Strategy number 1 is I have had to acknowledge my feelings. I've really had to take a deep pause and figure out exactly what it was that I was feeling. Because at the time of feeling it, it's just overwhelming. And it's overwhelming enough that you don't really recognize what you're feeling. So I've had to take out the time, and I recommend that you do the same thing, to recognize that feeling like a fraud is really common, especially amongst high achievers. And most entrepreneurs like us are high achievers. We just are. So it's really common and it's okay. And you're not crazy and you are 100% validated in feeling the way that you are feeling. And the first step is really understanding what that feeling is and recognizing I'm not feeling confident. I'm not feeling decisive. I'm questioning everything that I'm doing. I'm worried about what other people are thinking. I'm not confident in what I'm saying in my decisions, and beginning to really document and write those things down. That is what I had to journal for a couple of days in order to even identify this as imposter syndrome. And then I had to make it sure that I recognize that it's not a sign of inadequacy, but a sign that I am pushing my limits, that I am growing. And I had to begin to take what I had documented as those feelings and say, why are these feelings even here? And the biggest thing that I uncovered was, oh my God, this is something totally new. And this is something that I have perceived as being huge. And I wasn't 100% sure that I could do it. I mean, at the time. So it's not a sign that I am like tumbling or failing. And I had to come to grips with that. It is definitely a sign that I am growing and I'm pushing beyond the limit of where I was. And that discomfort that I was feeling and that you feel is a great place to be, because discomfort usually means that you are on the path for growth and success. So push through the discomfort and you will eventually get to the other side. Now, the second strategy that I have implemented is to celebrate my achievements. Yes, I was so caught up in being stressed about this new role and not letting anyone down and not being too pushy and not being pushed around and all of these logistical things around it, that I didn't really take the time to pat myself on the back and say, yes, girl, you have accomplished something that in 52 years, no other Black woman has been able to accomplish just yet. And you are creating that foundation for future Black females to come in and help small businesses from all over the region grow. And oh my God, take a moment to congratulate yourself. Take a moment to understand that you've got wins, big and small, and you've got to celebrate those wins. So one of the things that I did was I actually went back to my brag book. And if you don't have a brag book, I totally recommend that you get one. And no, mine isn't like an actual old school like book of bragging. It's actually one of the feeds in my team and I Slack feed. And we have a feed called Wins, #Wins. And that feed is a place where if an email message comes in or a social media message comes in or a YouTube comment comes in or somebody sends a message of thank you, CP, this is how you've changed my life, those types of things, the team and I automatically know that we screenshot it, that we grab it, and that we add it to our wins feeds. This allows us to organize all of our testimonials, customer feedback, and customer reviews for future sales purposes and marketing purposes. But most importantly, it is a great place for us to go to when we are feeling impostery, if that's even a word. Or is that maybe a CP thing? I don't know. Maybe it's a CP thing. But in any case, if I'm feeling impostery, I will go back into that feed and just review those, right? There is nothing like getting feedback from the very people that you feel you are put on this earth and planet to help, telling you that what you are doing is the right thing to do. And that what you are doing is working, and that the decisions that you are making are impacting them, and that you are bringing immense value. So you've got to get your own wins feed and look at it and review it to remind yourself of those successes and the value that you ultimately bring. The third strategy that I employed was to seek real feedback. And when I say seek real feedback, I mean constructive feedback from my peers or from people that I have perceived to be great mentors that can offer a fresh perspective for me on my abilities and on this new role that I have taken on. And so I did that because, believe it or not, when I reached out to her, and she's been on this particular board for, I think, like maybe 15 years. So she is a mainstay. She's never been chair of the board, but she is definitely someone who her energy I love. And when she says something, it's profound. You know, she's just one of those very powerful women that like sits in silence from a power perspective, where I, on the other hand, am like, you know, from that perspective. And so she balances my energy very well. And after my very first board meeting, and if you haven't already seen the video, actually, I believe it's either came out last week or it's coming out next week. My day in the life is literally that I did boardroom day in the life. It's literally tracking that entire day when I, you know, took on this role. So definitely check that out if you haven't had a chance to, if it hasn't already happened, or if it's going to happen either the last week or next week, make sure you watch, because I actually take you on my journey. But I went up to her after the meeting and I'm like, hey, you know, can I get some feedback? And she gave me some feedback. And I think in her mind, she thought that the feedback she was giving me was like going to hurt me, but it actually helped me so immensely, because believe it or not, all of the things that were already in my head were a million. It was like a million different things in ways in my mind that I was messing up and that I couldn't do it and that I wasn't going to be successful. And she only gave me like one piece of really good constructive feedback. And I was like, oh, is that it? Oh my God, thank God, because I had blown this thing out of proportion in my head. I was doing everything wrong. And she basically brought it down for me and gave me the feedback that was like, no, you're doing a great job. This is kind of an idea that I would use. And this is something that I would do moving forward. And knowing this person and that person, this is the way that I would handle that. And that feedback really got me out of my head a whole lot more. So seeking feedback has been a huge part of my strategy in overcoming this phase of imposter syndrome. And it is something that I would tell you, once you incorporate it into your own strategy, it will work wonders. So make sure you're asking folks for the real deal, because your brain and your mind will tell you that it's all kinds of shit going on, and it's probably not even that deep, okay? Now, if you are feeling me, just take a quick moment to go down below, hit that like button, hit that share button, definitely leave me a comment, but most importantly, subscribe, because it keeps the channel growing and keeps CPTV alive. Now, the fourth strategy that I have employed and that I 100% encourage you to do when you are battling imposter syndrome is to educate yourself. Yeah, you guys know I'm a big proponent of information and education. I am definitely a nerd in that respect, but I am a firm believer in the basic premise of knowledge equals power. And the more information you have, the more confident and more empowered you feel. The more you learn, the less insecure you feel. And it's varied ways of being able to make sure that you are getting the information that you need around whatever you're feeling impostery about. So things like courses or workshops or YouTube. I mean, like the whole world of YouTube are great places for you to get the education, just to give you that nudge of confidence and make sure that your facts are all in line and that you feel really confident in the information that you're trying to communicate. So I spent a lot of time, even though I have a very long history and a lot of experience running boards and chairing organizations and, chairing committees. I've been doing it for years. This particular organization is huge. And being the first kind of in this role as an African-American woman is a lot of weight to bear. But we oftentimes do bear that weight as African-Americans, especially female entrepreneurs. We bear the weight of oftentimes the entire community, race, culture, gender on our shoulders. And so that is a lot of pressure to feel. And it has not escaped me that is a very big deal. So I have spent more time educating myself on running large business chambers because I'm also now on the board of the National Small Business Association, and that's a national organization. And just getting myself more confident in what's going on from a policy perspective nationally and what's affecting small businesses, and really diving deep into the pain points and the challenges of the audience that not only do I serve in my business, you guys, but also now in a regional and national leadership role has really, really helped me rein in this imposter syndrome. And so I would definitely share with you that if you are still feeling apprehensive or insecure about moving forward and whatever it is that's got you in this impostery mode, then take a deep breath, take a step back, and just dive deep and get as much information as possible. It will work wonders for that confidence that you have and that you need, and to kind of squelch that insecurity that's been, kind of driving you crazy. And the fifth strategy that I have employed and that I totally recommend that you do is to build a support network. Yes. I have always had support people, mentors, and advisory board in my life. And in this particular role that has been causing the impostery feelings for me, I didn't really have a support system established that has been there, that has done that, and that could ultimately help squelch some of my fears. And so my focus is definitely on building that team, specifically around this particular venture. My goal is just to surround myself with people who will uplift me. And I've already identified some of my fellow co-board members that I know, have that power, that I know I believe in, that I know that I trust. And reached out to them and said, hey, would you mind being someone that I can bounce ideas off of, and that I know you're going to be in my corner and you can help me work through some things and bring me down to earth when I need to be brought down to earth, and keep it real with me when I need to be kept real with me. And I've identified those folks and already begun the efforts to reach out to them. So I am building, my support network, not just from people on the board, but also in my family and friends circle as well. There's nothing like, my husband, who is just my biggest cheerleader and who pushes me. It's so cool when I tell him how I'm feeling to see, his anger kick in. And I can literally see him wanting to fight somebody who he feels has messed with his baby girl. But it definitely makes me smile and uplifts me and helps me get through this imposter syndrome piece. And my friends, my girlfriends, the ones who don't necessarily work with me every single day, but know me well enough to know how and what to say in order to uplift me. So definitely having a tribe that believe in you can make all the difference in you overcoming this imposter syndrome. And if you don't have one, make it a priority to begin to build one and be very strategic and particular about who you put in, and also very strategic and particular about who you pull out. Not everyone can be a part of your support network. There will be people in your life who will permeate those feelings of imposter syndrome, who go out of their way, knowingly or unknowingly, to bring you down. And you've got to eliminate those people from your support network. You've got to eliminate those people from your information circle. So that is definitely a two-part killer strategy. And it's one that I am working through, that I am employing, and I totally recommend for you because it is an absolute game changer with helping you get your mind all the way back right, get your confidence where it needs to be to keep trudging forward in your entrepreneurial dreams. So let's recap these 5 strategies, all right, my love, because these are definitely surefire ways for you to banish imposter syndrome for good. Number 1, acknowledge your feelings. Realize that it's okay and keep it moving. Number 2, celebrate your achievements. Create your own win feed or your brag book in that tip that I gave you that is absolutely golden nuggets. Number 3, seek feedback. Get the real deal. Don't let your brain tell you that this is a bigger mountain when it's really just a molehill, and that feedback is going to help you get there. Number 4, educate yourself, because power comes in knowledge, and confidence comes in knowledge, and information will help you get rid of that insecurity. And number 5, build a support network, making sure that you know who to put in it, but most importantly, who to pull out. And you, my love, doing these 5 things will change the game in your life for getting rid of and banishing imposter syndrome. All of these things will help you say, not today, Satan. Okay? Because imposter syndrome, you ain't got no home here. I need you to get all the way out of my way because I got things to do. I got empires to grow, and I got money to make. Until next time, my loves, I will see you very soon. Bye-bye.